There we have it. Pure Blonde, one of our classic creatives. Jared, you mentioned you wanted to come back and revisit this one, especially after looking at the latest from Pornhub and what we've got from Bodyform. So where did you want to take this?
Okay. This shows how the cultural zeitgeist changes. And sometimes it changes right out of your dimension. And what was once relevant is now so irrelevant that you've just got to say, well, that was a moment in time that made sense. So here I totally get what they're doing. And I kind of oddly love what they're doing. So you've got a beer company that has to A, differentiate its beer in some way, but B, recognize that most of its clientele are Aussie blokes. So what do? You make the beer look beautiful, and then you bring the Aussie bloke in to be like, yeah, screw you all. So now what I've done is I've given you something nice to show you how I'm different, but I've shown you that I know who my customer is, so come in and do your thing. 10 years ago, that Aussie bloke coming in with that van was most definitely the customer of Pure Blonde. Today, outside of maybe some outskirt towns, I don't think any Aussie bloke wants to be seen as that type of person, especially as the environmental stuff changes. You don't want to be the guy to be like, cool, when I drink beer, I destroy perfection. It's kind of like that masculinity that was really prevalent 10, 15 years ago is slowly starting to turn down. And now the younger drinking market, the people who will be buying beer, don't want to be seen as that. They don't want to be characterized as that kind of Aussie bloke. They want to be a different type of man. So this ad would have hit perfectly 10 years ago. But I think you play that ad now, you're going to get more lashback because the world has changed enough to make you go, oh, no, that's not cool. Like, it's funny, it's cute. I actually really appreciate it and enjoy it. And if they would have just stuck with the clean, I think they can bring back the total Pure Blonde clean environment. I think that was good. I'm like, oh man, that's what I want to drink. That should be the energy ad. Showing me some leaves, showing me some water trickling, and then that makes me think clean. Yeah, I'm in. Stick with that. That's fine. But I don't think you can bring in I'm going to destroy the environment now and tear up weeds and kill birds. I don't think people are going to resonate with that one too much anymore. So loved it for the time. But you see, once the zeitgeist changes, once the culture changes, some things change with it, some things don't. As
you're drinking a beer, you want, oddly enough, it was nearly like as you were drinking a beer, you'd nearly feel like you're drinking something healthy, not knowing that, beer and alcohol is a toxin, but it would feel fresh. Those memories would just come flooding back. Like, unlike the Tango ad we just saw that literally just had a brand slapped at the end and it could have been any brand. Yeah. There is no other beer brand that could have had Pure Blonde, so it had this pure with baby animals, frolicking through the grass, through, to these nearly beautiful Swedish blonde-haired, in white, nearly angelic characters, in an oasis. Pure Blonde, you couldn't have created that world any more perfectly than what they did. And then really relatable for the Aussie character to come in, grab a bird beak, open a beer can with a bird beak, and then just throw the pigeon away.
You think of it, if you think about the masculine brand, Great Northern has kind of tapped into the new masculine brand for Australia, where it's not trashy Australian bloke. It's, we go into rivers, we hike, we go make fires and stuff. Like, it's masculine without being gross, for lack of a better word. And I think VB got stuck in that, where so long as a cricket's on, you'll see VB, but they're tied to nothing else because they can't be that old school masculine. The young beer drinkers don't care about that anymore. They don't want it anymore. 10 years ago, prediction, here's beautiful prediction break. Here comes something totally out of the blue. And it's cynical enough because it's making fun of me as an Aussie bloke, but I really recognize all those behaviors. Yeah, I do that. Yeah, I'm kind of a slob. Yeah, I am. Ha ha ha. That's cute. Now you do the prediction break, but I don't think enough people are going to relate. Some of the old folks still will, but I don't think enough people are going to relate to that break to make it cynical enough. They're just going to say, ooh, I don't want to be that. Ooh, that guy's trash. Forget you. If that guy's drinking Pure Blonde, I don't want to drink Pure Blonde.
So you go just to summarize, you go from Pornhub, Bodyform, Pure Blonde. They really understood exactly who they were communicating to, and they were relevant to have this, for some of them cynical, for others just understood what they were going through. Yeah. And they empathized and could relate. Whereas right now, Pure Blonde doesn't have that. So it's nearly repulsion rather than I want to be more like you. I love you. I want you to be a part of my life.